Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello students, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the topic indexes for July month. Session will be quite interesting and important. Stay tuned till the end. First is, in June, the smallest Asian elephant subspecies, Bornean elephant, has been assessed as dash by International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List of Threatened Species. So, question asked here is, the smallest Asian elephant subspecies has been assessed as what? So, it has been listed as what in the red list of IUCN. So, it has been listed as endangered, right? Smallest Asian elephant has been listed as endangered, and this assessment confirms that there are approximately 1000 Bornean elephants left in the wild. Next, what was the remittance value received by India in 2023 according to the World Bank's Migration and Development Brief released in June 2024? So, in 2023, India received a remittance of $120 billion. India stood at first position in this data, correct? And the remittance to India are forecasted to grow by almost 3.7% to $124 billion in 2024, and it is expected to grow further by 4% to $129 billion by 2025. Next, the report titled Payroll Reporting in India, an Employment Perspective from January to April 2024. It was released by which organization that highlights a decline in the gross new subscribers addition to the EPFO for FY25 by over 4% to 10.9 million as compared to FY23. So, Payroll Reporting in India, an Employment Perspective, January to April 2024. This report was released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and it stated that the EPFO addition has been reduced by almost 4%. Next, according to the IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, they have released an Artificial Intelligence Preparedness Index dashboard, and India has secured which rank among 174 countries in this AIPI, that is Artificial Intelligence Preparedness Index. So our India, it stands at 72nd rank. It was topped by which index? It is Singapore, that has secured the first position in the Artificial Intelligence Preparedness Index. On second position, it is Denmark. USA on third position. Next is, according to the Mercer's 2024 Cost of Living City Ranking Report, which city was identified as the most expensive city in India? I repeat, according to the Mercer's 2024 Cost of Living City Ranking, which city was identified as the most expensive in India? It is Mumbai, that has been identified as the most expensive city to live in India. Correct. Globally, if we are talking about, Hong Kong secured the first position. Then Hong Kong is in China. Then Singapore secured the second position here, and third position was of Zurich. Next, see one more thing. Mumbai secured first position, the most expensive in India. But if we are talking about globally, it was at 136th position. Next, according to RBI's measuring productivity at the industry level, India KLEMS database, India's employment rate provisionally grew at 6% in FY24 from a growth of 3.2% in FY23. Next, which country topped the list of the most affordable countries for expatriates or immigrants as per the Expat Insiders 2024 survey for personal finance index category conducted by Internations? So it is Vietnam. It is considered one of the most affordable countries when any individual wants to shift out of his own country and move to a different country. India was on the 6th spot here. Next, which organization has recently announced the new World Soil Health Index to establish global standards for soil quality assessment? It is UNESCO. Right? UNESCO has announced new World Soil Health Index to establish global standards for the soil quality assessment. Next, which states were ranked top in the Niti Aayog Sustainable Development Goals India Index 23-24? So it is Kerala and Uttarakhand that has secured the top position, that is the first position in the Niti Aayog's 4th edition of Sustainable Development Goals India Index and Dashboard. Correct? Kerala retained the top position for the 4th consecutive time. Correct? And this time Kerala has shared its spot with Uttarakhand. Next is which organization recently released a report, that is World Population Prospectus 2024, stating that India's population is expected to peak at about 1.701 billion in 2062. So, which organization released this report? It was released by United Nations. It was released by which organization? United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. Then, as we know, India is the current most populated country in the world. Second is China, followed by USA at 3rd position. Next, according to recently released WHO and UNICEF estimates of national immunization coverage report, India's national immunization program missed how much dash children for DPT and measles shots in 2023. So, India's national immunization program missed almost 1.6 million children for diphtheria, pertussis and tetanus injection shots and measles shots in 2023. So these many children have missed their shots. Next, and with this, remember, India became the second country or the second highest number of children who have received the vaccine. Correct? Or who have not received the vaccine. Correct? I repeat again, India became the second highest country in the world where the second highest number of children are there who have not received the vaccines here. On the first position, it is Nigeria. Next, which organization released the 2024 Digital Economy Report in July, stating that India's 163% increase in electronic waste generation from 2010 to 2022? It is UNCTAD, that is United Nations Trade and Development. Right, they have released this 2024 Digital Economy Report that stated that India's 163% increase in e-waste generation from 2010 to 2022. Next, who has recently launched the e-mobility research and development roadmap for India report in New Delhi? So, who recently launched this e-mobility research and development roadmap for India? It was released by Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. This roadmap document, it basically outlines the critical research initiatives that are positioning India as a global leader in the electric mobility that aligns with the India's goal of energy independence by 2047. Why 2047? Because India will achieve 100 years of independence, and also to achieve their goal of becoming net zero emission by 2070. Next, Global Education Monitoring Report compiled by Dash highlights how climate change is disrupting education outcomes and increasing learning losses. So, Global Education Monitoring Report compiled by the UNESCO. It highlights that the climate change is disrupting the education outcomes and it increasing the learning loss. Next is name the organization that recently published a report titled Electronics Powering India's Participation in Global Value Chain. This is the name of the report. It states that the India's electronic goods exports are approximately $25 billion annually. So this is the report released by which organization? It is released by Niti Aayog. Next, which Indian state has recently become the world's first state to launch a gross environmental product index to assess the overall development of the ecosystem? So it is Uttarakhand state that became the world's first state to launch GEP index, that is gross environmental product index, that is to assess the overall development of the ecosystem. Next, which is not among the India's top 5 most inclusive brands featured in the Brands Inclusion Index 2024 released by Kantar. So among the following, if we see Nike, this is not the India's top 5 most inclusive brands that have been featured here. If we talk about them, Google, Tata Motors, Amazon, Zio and Apple. These are the top 5 most inclusive brands in India. Next, what is India's ranking in the Henley Passport Index as of July 2024? So what is India's ranking in the Henley Passport Index as of July 2024? It stands at 82nd position. And India has been sharing this position with Senegal and Tajikistan. Next, according to recently released United Nations report, that is State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World 2024, around how many people faced hunger in 2023? So around almost 733 million people faced hunger in 2023 as per the data released by SOFI, and this report has been released by United Nations. Next, which organization has released the list of the world's greatest places for 2024, featuring a museum of solutions in Mumbai and Manan chocolate factory in Hyderabad and Nar in Himachal Pradesh? So it is Time organization that has released the list of the world's greatest places for 2024, and these are the 3 things from India that has been featured here. Next, which organization has released World Traffic Profiles 2024 that highlights that India ranked as the second largest user of non-tariff measures among their members in 2023? It is it is World Trade Organization, WTO, right? This is the organization that has released World Tariff Profiles 2024, highlighting that India has ranked as the second largest user of non-tariff measures among their members in 2023. So that's all for the day, students. Now let's move to some revision part. Next, who has recently inaugurated Semicon India 2024 at India Expo Mart in Greater Noida, UP? So Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister of India. He is the third consecutive time Prime Minister of our India. This is 18th Lok Sabha, and he inaugurated this Semicon India 2024. Where was this held? It was held at India Expo Mart in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. This Greater Noida, friends, remember, it is one of the most emerging market in today's world. The real estate prices here has also increased a lot, right? Then if we talk about this Semicon India, this was a 3-day long conference that was organized by India Semiconductor Mission in partnership with SEMI. Then there was a theme for this Semicon India that you should remember, that is shaping the semiconductor finance. This is the theme on which this Semicon India was held in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. Right? Next, which ministry has recently relaxed the norms for the expenditure exceeding 500 crore rupees to boost capital expenditure that is estimated at 11.11 lakh crore for the financial year 25? So it is Ministry of Finance. Correct? Ministry of Finance has relaxed the norms for the expenditures exceeding 500 crore rupees in order to accelerate the capex that is estimated at 11.11 or 11.11 lakh crore for the financial year FY25. This will give boost to the government spending. The relaxation is allowed to subject to strict compliance by all ministries, and also the bulk expenditures items having value more than 2,000 crore rupees were to be timed during the second fortnight in the last month of the quarter. Next, RBI clarified that the overseas citizens of India cardholders are now eligible for education loan from Indian banks as long as they are eligible, or as long as they are residing in India. So the overseas cardholders who are residing in India, right, they can now avail education loan, and this education loan can be availed by from Indian banks. Correct? Take a note of this. Right? Only the condition is that these OCI card holders, they need to reside in India at the time of they will be applying for loan. Correct? And also remember, at present the banks that are providing such facilities are SBI, HDFC and ICICI Bank. Next, which organization partnered with Indian Navy that has conducted the second consecutive flight test of vertical launch short range surface to air missile? This is DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Correct? DRDO, they have conducted the second consecutive flight test of vertical launch short range surface to air missile along with Indian Navy. Moving on. Name the state-of-the-art Kalvari Submarines Escape Training Facility that recently commissioned by the Indian Navy at INS Satavahana in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. So what is the name of it? It is Vinitra. Correct? It is the name of the Vinitra is the Kalvari Submarine Escape Training Facility that was recently commissioned by Indian Navy at INS Satavahana, right? That is in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. It was inaugurated by whom? It was inaugurated by Vice Admiral Rajesh Pedkar. Right? And this Vinitra, this is a facility that will help build confidence and provide training to the submariners. Next, when was the National Engineer and Apophis Day? Correct? Or we can say, just remember, when was the National Engineers Day observed across India to commemorate the birth anniversary of Bharat Ratna Sir Moksha Gundam Vishwarayan. Right? So on his birth anniversary, Sir Moksha Gundam's birth anniversary, we observe National Engineers Day. It is observed on 15th of September. Right? And the first ever National Engineers Day was observed in 1968. Correct? And Sir Moksha Gundam, he was honored with Bharat Ratna in 1955 for his contribution in the field of engineering. Apart from this, remember, when do we observe World Journalist Day? World Sports Journalist Day is observed on 2nd July. Next is United Nations International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer is annually observed across the globe on which day? So UN International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer is annually observed across the globe on 16th of September to spread awareness about the importance of the ozone layer. The day also creates importance about the ozone layer, that is by O3. Right? There are 3 molecules of oxygen. This helps us to prevent the ultraviolet radiation that is coming directly from the sun. Right? This is colorless. Ozone is colorless, odorless, and it plays an important role in our climate change as it gets depleted because of the chlorofluorocarbons and greenhouse gas emissions. Next, name the portal that was recently launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry to boost India's startup ecosystem. What is the name of that portal? It is Bhaskar. What does Bhaskar stands for? Bharat Startup Knowledge Access Registry. This is your Bhaskar, right? This is a portal. Portal means it is a website that was launched, right? And it was launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry to help the Indian startup grow. This Bhaskar will be a one-stop digital platform that will help us to provide data. Easy to use connectivity will be there. Better interaction for the startup ecosystem will be there on this platform. Next, which railway station has been recently awarded the non-suburban group 1 status by the Ministry of Railways? It is Vijayawada Junction Railway Station. It has been recently awarded with the NSG 01 status by the Ministry of Railways, and this status is given to those stations where the annual revenue is more than 500 crore rupees, or the number of passengers that are visiting that station is more than 20 lakh passengers per annum. So either of these uh, either of this criteria is full or satisfied, then that station is awarded with this NSG1 NSG1 status, and it is Vijayawada Junction Railway Station. And where is this station located? It is in Vijayawada, that is in Andhra Pradesh. Next, who has been recently appointed as the new Prime Minister of Jordan? So Jafar Hassan has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of Jordan. Then if we talk about Keir Starmer, appointed as the new Prime Minister of UK, succeeding Rishi Sunak. Mohammad Yunus has been appointed he has been appointed as the Chief Advisor for the Bangladesh interim government, and he's a Nobel Prize winner also. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the 4th edition of the Global Bio India held in New Delhi in September 2024? If we look at the options, all these three are rightly mentioned here. Remember the theme, it will be important. Biotech innovation and biotech manufacturing is the theme for the 4th edition of Global Bio India held in New Delhi. Next, name the online platform that was recently launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry to facilitate a direct and transparent channel to address trade and industry related issues. So Jan Sunwai. This is the name of that online platform that was launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, that will be basically a direct and transparent channel that will be addressing the trade and industry related issues here. Right, this portal will streamline online services, right, form filling, digital service, everything will be here. Next, which company has recently secured $7.2 billion for 7.2 billion rupees funding from Asian Development Bank and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank for electric bus services expansion in India? So, which is it? It is JBM Ecolife Mobility Private Limited. Right? They have secured 7.2 billion rupees funding from two organizations, Asian Development Bank and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. And this amount will be used to enhance the electric bus services in our India. Also, this funding will help us for the procurement of 650 electric buses that will reduce the traditional buses that run on your petrol or diesel. Next, which bank has recently launched generative AI powered virtual relationship manager by the name Aditi? Aditi, this is a VRM, that is virtual resource manager, launched by which bank? It was launched by the Bank of Baroda. Right, take a note of this, important. Next, apart from this, Gyan Sahai.ai. This was also launched by Bank of Baroda. This is a generative AI enabled knowledge management platform. Correct? And Bank of Baroda has also launched ADI. ADI, this is a chatbot. Next, which Indian company has been recognized as the #1 India headquartered company in the world Best Companies 2024 list published by Time Magazine and German-based Statista? It is HCL Technologies. Right? It has been recognized as the #1 India headquartered company with the world's Best Companies 2024 list published by Time Magazine and German-based Statista. Correct? Take a note of this. It is HCL Technologies Limited. And globally, HCL secured 112th position among all the Indian companies. Next, who has been recently appointed as the brand ambassador for the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways? It is Manu Bakar. Right? Manu Bakar, she has been appointed as the brand ambassador of Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, and she is the woman who won two bronze medals for India during the Paris Olympic Games, right? Her sport is shooting, and she is the only Indian woman to secure or only Indian to secure 2 medals at a given event in Olympics. Next, which country has recently launched Chamran 1 research satellite into orbit by QM 100 satellite carrier? It is which country? It is Iran. Right? This Chamran 1, it is a research satellite that was put into 550 kilometers above the surface of the earth into an orbit, and this is a satellite of Iran. It was launched using QM 100 satellite carrier. Next, who has recently won the F1 Qatar Airways Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2024? So Oscar Piastri, right, has recently won the F1 Qatar Airways Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2024. Then who was on second position? Charles Leclerc, who drives for Ferrari, was on the second position. On third position was George Russell of Mercedes.